There are places on this planet that just defy explanation. Structures built by people who, by all accounts, shouldn't have been able to build them. They're like proof, set in stone, of a chapter in our human story that's been almost completely wiped clean. Today, we're going to go looking for the clues they left behind. So, what if the story we've always been told about our past is just wrong? What if our ancient ancestors were far more advanced than we've ever been led to believe? And look, this isn't just some wild theory. It's the kind of question that genuinely keeps the world's leading archaeologists up at night. Because according to our history books, these places simply shouldn't exist. They're architectural impossibilities. Monuments built by people who supposedly didn't have the tools, the tech, or the organized society to create them. And yet, there they are. Okay, let's dive right in. Our journey starts in southeastern Turkey, at a place that completely rewrites what we thought we knew about the dawn of civilization. This is Göbekli Tepe. In Turkish, that means pot-belly hill. Kinda sounds harmless, right? And for decades, that's exactly what archaeologists thought it was, just some unimportant medieval burial ground. They had absolutely no idea that just below the surface was a secret that would change history forever. To really get your head around how wild this is, you have to look at the timeline. Göbekli Tepe was built around 10,000 BC. That's almost 7,000 years before the Great Pyramid. It was built before writing, before pottery, before the wheel. It was even built before farming. These were people at the very end of the last ice age. And this is where the real puzzle starts. Archaeologists have found no signs that anyone lived here permanently. No houses, no cooking fires, not even any garbage dumps. This massive, complex temple was apparently built by bands of nomadic hunter-gatherers, people we assumed were just too busy trying to survive to organize something on this scale. How is that even possible? And it's not just the size, it's the sheer artistry. These T-shaped pillars are covered in these incredible, detailed carvings of animals: scorpions, lions, snakes. Some even show these strange, slender humanoid figures with belts holding, well, we don't know what. This isn't just some primitive graffiti. It's a complex symbolic language from a people who couldn't write. So what story were they trying to tell us? The lead archaeologist, the late Klaus Schmidt, he put it perfectly. He just said, all our theories are wrong. See, the old model was simple. First, people invented farming, then they settled down in villages, and only then did they build temples. Göbekli Tepe flips that whole idea on its head. It suggests the shared, burning desire to build this sacred place might have actually been the reason they invented farming, as a way to feed the huge number of workers needed. But the weirdest part of this whole story is how it ends. After 2,000 years, around 8,000 BC, the builders did something unbelievable. They deliberately buried their entire temple. They didn't smash it, they carefully covered it with thousands of tons of dirt, creating the very hill that kept it hidden for the next 10,000 years. Why? Were they preserving it for us? Or were they hiding it from something? But this impossible structure isn't a one-off. What if it's just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle? To find the next piece, we have to travel halfway across the globe and thousands of years into the future to a civilization that supposedly never had any contact with the old world. We're heading to the Andes Mountains in Peru, to a place that was hidden so well the Spanish conquistadors never even knew it existed. Machu Picchu. It was a royal estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, built around 1450. I mean, just imagine this, a city built on a razor's edge ridge like a condor's nest for a god king, surrounded by holy mountains. But it's not just where they built it that blows your mind, it's how they built it. The Incas did all this without iron tools, without wheels, and without using any mortar. Instead, they perfected this incredible technique of shaping these huge, weirdly shaped stones to fit together so perfectly you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. And the result? It's basically earthquake-proof. The walls were designed to literally dance during a tremor and then settle right back into place. And right at the very top of the city, at its sacred heart, there's a single piece of granite, carved right out of the mountain's bedrock. It's called the Intihuatana. The name means the hitching post of the sun. The Inca believed their priests could perform rituals here to literally tie the sun to this stone during the winter solstice, making sure it would come back. It was an astronomical calendar and a cosmic anchor, all in one. The Spanish, they saw these as pagan tools, and they smashed every single one they could find. But since they never found Machu Picchu, this one survived, perfectly untouched. But the big questions are still there. Why go to such incredible lengths to build a city in a place that's so hard to get to? And why, after less than 100 years, was it suddenly abandoned and just left to the jungle? So here's where things get really, really weird. I mean, on the surface, Göbekli Tepe and Machu Picchu couldn't be more different, right? Different continents, different cultures, separated by over 10,000 years. But when you start to look closer at the details, some pretty unsettling similarities start to pop up. I mean, just think about the parallels. Both sites are known for their massive stonework, cut with almost impossible precision. Both have these sophisticated, detailed carvings of animals that were central to their beliefs, and both are wrapped in this mystery of what happened at the end. One was buried on purpose, the other was abandoned in a hurry. And it gets even more specific. Researchers have pointed out a unique carving of a crouching predator at Göbekli Tepe that looks almost identical to a figure on a tower in Peru. They point to these strange H-shaped symbols at Göbekli Tepe, which look a lot like the huge, precision-cut H blocks at another site in Bolivia. Is that just a coincidence? Or is it some kind of shared language? A fingerprint left behind? And this is really what it all boils down to, isn't it? Do all these strange echoes of skill and style across these huge gaps of time and space hint at some kind of lost legacy, a level of ancient sophistication, maybe even a global connection that we're only just now starting to even consider? So where does all this leave us? We're kind of left listening to these faint whispers, carried on the wind across thousands of years. What's obvious is that these places completely shatter our neat, tidy, linear story of human progress. They show us that really complex culture, incredible engineering, and deep astronomical knowledge might have shown up thousands of years earlier than we ever thought possible. Really, what we're left with is the outline of a ghost story, a lost chapter of our own history wiped out by some ancient catastrophe, or maybe just by time itself. All that's left are these mysterious stone monuments, clues that suggest we weren't the first ones to try and build something that would last forever. Maybe the ultimate truth here is that these places aren't just ruins from the past. They're messages, a complex language of stone and stars and symbols holding answers to the questions of who we really are and where we came from. We just haven't figured out how to translate it all. Yet.